I believe the Falcons, okay, the Atlanta Falcons are who the Detroit Lions should be and who we thought the Lions would be. Okay. Well, I know I planted a black hole in your brain saying that. Let me walk you through. The Lions are supposed to be this team that wins about, I don't know, half their games, maybe a little more, really tough, emulates their coach. They do that, but they never win the games. They always blow them. They're like first in the league right now in points scored, and they're 1-3. Their defense is an absolute sieve. It might as well be a bunch of traffic cones out there. Non-existent. Pure ass cheeks. They can't figure it out. On the other hand, the Falcons, similar in that they don't really have a whole lot of talent to write home about, but they're in every game, and they do occasionally win, at least at a higher clip than the Lions have so far. I think Arthur Smith has their offensive line really rolling, just grading pretty much whoever they play. It doesn't matter a quality opponent. They're, hanging in games because of that physical element. So, yeah, I think the Falcons are feistier than the Lions. Not a playoff team, but, like I said, they're more so what we expected the Lions to be. And that's that. I don't want Dan Campbell to get shit canned, but I'm afraid this goes on all year, and that might be what happens.
Giving up on the Lions, huh? Already?
It's like, man, they're first in the league in points scored, and they're 1-3. It can't
Tough
get much.
division.
I mean, they are definitely an offensive football team. Yeah, that defense is maybe the worst of all time. It's looking like at this point. But you don't think Dan Campbell can rile the boys up and have them biting kneecaps and whatnot, and turn this thing around?
Well, he definitely can, and they're doing it, but they still lose. They're the kings against the spread, right? I don't have the number. I don't have the number right offhand. I think they're undefeated against the spread because it's always
The Falcons?
The Lions and the Falcons.
Aren't the Falcons also undefeated? Yeah,
the Falcons. That's what I mean. They're feisty teams. Like, you can't, even though on paper, this team should blow them out. It never works out that way. And I do think Dan Campbell. I wouldn't get rid of him. I would obviously start with the defensive side of the football, and even though they are deficient talent-wise, but I'm just worried about where that's headed, and I'm worried that it's becoming just kind of their identity. Like, oh yeah, we're that team that is super fiery, and it's almost like high school football in terms of purity, and they just want to absolutely hammer ass, but they can't close out games because they literally don't play defense.
Yeah, what you said there makes a lot of sense. They do feel like a high school football program.
Yes.
On the wall, work hard and bleed more type stuff.
Yeah.
And but
Kneecaps. Yeah. Even better.
Unfortunately, they're finishing last in conference, even though they show promise. It makes no sense.